Hey everyone, we are live at Sony HQ, and before you guys ask, all of this audio and video setup was set up by Sony. So how do you clean a QD-OLED TV? And if you notice, that's kind of been a mystery. We have assumptions, but there's never been an official position because you're buying expensive TV, right? The Bravia 8II, the A95L, A95K, these are expensive TVs, and people are complaining, wait, but if I clean it this way, it's going to leave a mark. So today, I'm going to press my face and put fingerprints against this TV, and then I'm going to bring in a Sony TV cleaning specialist. Hey friends, want to upgrade to Windows 11 Pro but can't afford the official price of $199? How about $21 or Windows 10 for $16 with my discount code SF20? Thanks to our sponsor, Whokeys. Yes, Black Friday is here. Get an additional 30% off with my code SF20. Go to Whokeys.com, add Windows 11 Pro to your cart, apply my discount code SF20, and bam, only $21. Here's how we activate it. Go to your Whokeys account at the top right under User Center, click on My Purchased Orders, click on View Keys and Code. Click Get the Key. Copy the Windows 11 Pro key under Code Card. Then go to your system settings, scroll down and click Activation. Click Change Product Key. Paste the key code, click Next, and you're done. So don't miss out on these amazing deals. Click on my links in the video description below. JT, who is the technology expert, product something from home entertainment. JT,
right on. Well,
you're on.
Apparently you can just call me the TV cleaning expert, but my role goes a little beyond there. I'm the technology manager for home entertainment. So as a movie lover and someone who used to do photography and video work, this is kind of the dream job where I get to kind of cross all worlds. But really excited to share with you and any audience questions we have. So anything when it comes to Sony TVs, settings, maybe show you a few tips and tricks you might not have known before.
So let's start with this. And I know fingerprints and stuff, no, that's why I have gloves. So I don't leave fingerprints, but today I took them off so I can intentionally not just leave a fingerprint, but press my oily face onto that TV. As many of you have children, you know they will do. How do you wipe it off safely? So we'll start with that. So here we have, which is this amazing TV you have here?
This is the 65-inch. This is the Bravia 8 Mark II, our new flagship QD-OLED.
The Bravia 8II. And let's make it a little bit darker so they can see the fingerprints and whatnot, right? So put a little fingerprint here, press my nose against it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this slight little smudge. That's definitely a nose that is smudged against the screen. And the question is, how do we take this off safely?
So let's first talk about why fingerprints are showing up more on something like a Bravia 8 Mark II than a conventional TV.
Yeah, why is it showing up more?
So one of the things about QD-OLED displays is they don't have a polarizing layer like you see on most conventional OLED TVs and essentially every LCD TV in the history of LCD TVs.
Correct.
So because we're picking up more ambient light and because we don't have that coating on the screen, it generally is a little more visible.
This is definitely visible.
Absolutely.
This smudge right here.
Yeah, I've got a dog at home. Whenever she's got her toy out, I've got splatters all over the screen. So I am well versed in doing this. So first thing we're going to need is a good quality microfiber cloth. Not only that, but let's make sure it's a clean microfiber cloth, because if you took this over to the table, took some stuff off, if you have any dirt, debris in there, that's the last thing we want on any optical surface, cleaning your glasses, cleaning a TV screen.
Now, microfiber cloth, obviously there are many levels of quality. You got the car wash microfiber cloth, you got the thick one. I normally like to use the microfiber cloth for cleaning glasses. Buy it off Amazon, it doesn't have to be a brand name, but something like that. Is that appropriate, or just anything microfiber?
Yeah, essentially anything microfiber, soft surface. There are some discount ones you see out there that call themselves microfiber that really aren't, so you want to be careful with those.
Canvas,
exactly.
Cordura.
Yeah, 1,000 grit sandpaper, good to go. So first of all, you want to make sure you have a good quality, clean microfiber cloth.
And let me make the recommendation. The minute it comes to your home from the bag, wash it, because the microfiber may be clean, but it picks up stuff coming out of the factory. So wash it, hand wash it, doesn't matter. Just make sure you get a good rinsing, dry it, and now it's clean. Assuming that's what JT did.
Absolutely. We've got a whole bin of these, so no need to worry. We're constantly taking screens in and out of the box.
Okay.
So generally, when you have anything on the screen, first step is no cleaner, no water, anything. This will take off 99%. I'm willing to bet it's actually going to take off their nose print right now.
Okay, so here we go. No
So
cleaner.
we're going to switch places here, sorry.
Okay, no cleaner, no water, just a dry cloth.
Yeah, because a lot of the time what will happen is if you start using a cleaner, it can actually start spreading before. So instead of wiping a very small spot on the screen, suddenly you've now got a quarter of the screen as we keep going out trying to get more of that moisture off the screen.
Now, John walked in earlier with a Windex type spray, Lysol. You chased him away.
Yes.
So clearly, anything that's not water, like what do you never use?
Anything with harsh chemicals, like your ammonias, your cleaners, your soaps, things like that. Not only may that leave residue on the screen, but I don't know if you've ever taken accidentally something that's been used for a Windex or an ammonia cleaner before, taken it on glasses, taken it on like a phone screen, and suddenly all that coating is gone off the screen.
Okay.
So that's why we don't want to use any harsh cleaners.
Okay.
And that's generally why my first step when I'm cleaning a QD-OLED, an OLED, and LCD is just simply to use my dry cloth. Just for safety reasons, I always like putting a hand on the back of the screen, just as long as I've assembled my stand properly. It shouldn't be a problem, but hey, who knows what's happened out there. So just nice light weight on the back of the screen, and you never want to really push into the screen, just nice light pressure. And you can see there, no cleaner, no solution. We're getting right down, and I don't see a FOMO nose print on there anymore.
Whoa.
So generally, as long as you have a clean cloth, chemicals, water, anything like that, it's not really necessary. It's going to come right off.
Okay.
Now, that being said, if you have kids, if you have pets, sometimes there's a sneeze. In my dog's case, she grabs a chew toy and starts whipping it around the room. I'm going to get some very unsightly splatter on the screen.
Now, you might have crusty stuff, right? You sneeze. Stuff lands on it, it dries up. In that case, what do you recommend?
Realistically, water 99% of the time is going to take care of all of it out there. Just because we have such a wide range of geography, some water is harder, some water is softer. If you've got hard water, you know what, you've seen water stains everywhere. So generally not the best thing to use on any type of cleaning, let alone a TV screen. So distilled water, bottled water, anything that doesn't have a lot of hard water in it's not going to leave any marks. And that's going to soften up just about anything out there.
Okay.
Now the last step is if you have something really stubborn on there.
Peanut butter.
You've gotten out, you've gotten yourself some nice fried chicken with a nice sticky barbecue sauce, your 5-year-old's gone and wiped it all across the screen. If you want, and you're looking for something that water is just not cutting it anymore, just an alcohol dilution, like isopropyl alcohol, we also talking like 5%, diluted very lightly into water, is going to take anything off of there. But to give you an idea, A95K, A95L, now the Bravia Mark II QD-OLEDs, I've never actually had to use a cleaner on any of our samples, and I'm traveling with these all across the US. They're constantly being packed in, packed out, boxed, unboxed. Most I've ever had to use one of these, there's just simple distilled water. And
now we mentioned OLED, QD-OLED. What about your LCD TVs? Because your biggest sellers are LCD TVs. What would you do?
So LCDs, because they do have the polarizing layer on it, they also have many more layers. Essentially, when you're talking panel technologies, OLED is essentially built into one pane of glass. There are many layers within there, but it's one pane of glass.
Okay.
LCDs, we generally have a top layer, we have diffusion layers, we have coating layers, so there's much more kind of protection on that screen. That being said, you still want to be careful with it. So my first step, even on my LED, I humble brag, have a Bravia 9 in my living room, nice big open space. I watch NFL on Sundays. There, again, simple microfiber cloth. From there, you can also use a little bit of distilled water. If you do have a very mild screen cleaner designed for screens, they're generally LCD safe. You just want to be sure there's no harsh chemicals in there, the ammonias, the bleaches, John's Lysol example. I can't count how many times I've seen, especially in cars, when you have those amazing screens, and a car wash attendant, someone who isn't paying attention, uses the Windex, you'll see the exact same effect happen. And that's the last thing we want to happen to a premium TV. So that's why I generally avoid any type of harsh chemicals on these screens, regardless if it's an LCD or an OLED. Just take care of it. It's a great investment. It's going to last you many years.
Now that was anticlimactic because I was hoping it'd be a bit more adventurous, but just a good microfiber cloth that's clean.
Exactly.
And I just keep on rubbing,
Yep, nice gently circular motion and not a lot of pressure, especially if you are noticing if you have any dirt on the screen, or again, if our cloth isn't clean, the last thing I'm going to do is start rubbing that dirt into that screen surface.